Hi everybody! Today for Creative Creatures, we're going to see how I draw a solar bear. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to a Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. And you know what it is, because you've seen the picture, right? You know where we're going with this. So the idea then, I'll just explain what I was thinking, was, instead of a polar bear, solar, like the solar system. So that's why there's planets and, craziness, just to come up with some kind of solar bear. All right. And this shouldn't take too long of a sketch, because it's just a bear. The trick is going to be, and hopefully, it worked, because like I said, you've seen it, you know whether this was successful or not. You've seen, you see whether it worked. But yeah, to try to figure out whether or how to create fur. That's the trick. Let's give him a crown. Something. He's a king. Is the solar king, right? I don't know, I think color is going to do a lot of it too, but just trying to come up with some kind of fur / solar system. I think that's going to be the real trick. Okay, let's see. So yeah, and then some kind of creative solar system, right? But again, like I said, you've seen this. You know whether this was successful or not. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten there. I know the idea. I know where I want to go with it. But, you are in the future for me. I am the past. Isn't that crazy to think of? Maybe it's not. Maybe I overthink it is basically what it is. But as I'm drawing this, I don't know the end. That's what I'm trying to say. But you've seen it. You are at the end. When you clicked on this, the video is over. The video is finished. I don't know yet. But I think it's going to work out. Alright, so let's do some kind of okay, what that is supposed to be is like some kind of fire. Like, this is what I think. When you think of the sun, and it's got those sunbursts, fire shooting out and stuff like that, that's kind of what I'm thinking of. So they're not really wings, it's just some kind of solar flare. That's what it is, a solar flare. So there you go. Instead of a solar bear, it's kind of based on instead of a polar bear, it's a cross between a polar bear and a solar flare. Does that make sense? That's the idea. So that's what those are. Those are solar flares. Okay, so, but also I'm going to do like planets circling him. Like, he's got a couple of big planets. Right, we'll do I don't know if I'm going to do the actual solar system planets, because I don't know size-wise. I just drew a gigantic one, so that could be what is it, Saturn, the biggest one? Is Saturn the biggest one? I don't even know anymore. I am completely lost. Look, I'm an artist. I don't have to worry about those things. That's what the internet does for me. So yeah, so then we'll have planets circling them, like that. Okay, I think I'm ready sketch-wise. Let me erase some of these sketch lines, and then we'll move on to the Sharpie portion, because I want my Sharpie to stand out, not the pencil lines. But the sketch worked out pretty well, so there's not a lot I gotta erase. I just get going, right? Okay, I think that's good. So let's welcome everybody that skipped. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be working with the Sharpie fine point and the Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than a fine point. It can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines and just left myself some confidence lines to follow. And I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen and draw the facial features, and then come back with the Sharpie fine point and figure out how I'm going to conquer this. So I've got his head. Well, you know, you've seen it, you started, you got an idea. So I'm going to just start with the eyes. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to color it all in later, so I'm just not worried about too much about just having just big open spots like that. I'm going to go ahead and draw his nose. And I was talking about this in the sketch that, yeah, you've seen it. I haven't yet, but you clicked on it, so you know that I'm going to do this and put this there and that kind of thing. So welcome. Welcome to the future. Welcome to my past, my future, which is your past, right? Okay, and then I'm going to color all that in, so that'll take care of that. So really the trick is going to be fur. How am I going to add fur with a Sharpie? And let's give him a little crown, some kind of, I don't know, something, because he's the solar polar king. And so okay, so there you go. Let's talk about that. The whole idea is a cross between a polar bear and a solar flare. That's the idea. That's why I have that crazy name. So I'm kind of coming up with some kind of crown, like he's the king of the universe, you know? But in doing so, I'm just kind of making something up, and I wasn't really planning on making a crown, but why not, right? I mean, we're here, we might as well do a little something. And I should probably make that a little bit brighter. Or bolder, I guess is what I'm saying, because I did it with the Sharpie pen, which is thinner, but I want it to stand out. So let me go back and outline some of this just a little thicker, just to make it stand out so it's not so thin. Because a lot of times I use the pen for highlights and details, or maybe a complement to the big line. But for an actual image like this, yeah, I'm going to come back and do it like that. That way it's got its own highlight, you know? Alright. Okay, that'll work for like some kind of crown type kind of thing. And then we'll color it in and make it pretty. So now let's work on some kind of fur or something. Hang on, let me get a new Sharpie. Brand new Sharpie. Here we go. So I gotta think of some kind of, ooh no, you know what I want to do? I gotta think of fur / flare. So I kind of want to fire and fur. That's kind of the idea, you know? But again, also color, I need to do it with color too, so I'm trying not to go too crazy, but I want to draw like maybe some kind of complement to fur and fire, you know? Okay, so something like that, just to guide the face. How about for the top of the head, we're going to come in here and just do this. Kind of draw the ears with some kind of furry goodness just for the edges. And that's what I was talking about too, is that you got to kind of figure out how I want to be subtle with this and how I want to figure out what I want to be dominant. Because with Sharpies there is no subtlety, you know. It's very it's there. There is no, you know, quietness. Sharpies scream is basically what I always try to say. They don't just sit there and be quiet. So that being said, I'm trying to come up with some kind of subtlety for fur. I keep saying it over and over again. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to. All right. How's yours looking? Because I like this. This is coming out really good. Hopefully you're happy with yours, because I am. I'm happy with mine. There you go. Some kind of little, almost like flame type kind of thing. All right. There we go. Okay, so let me draw his little paws, because he's got his paws kind of over his... I want the top part definitely, like that. And then I'm going to bring his paw down. And I don't want to really draw the individual fingers, but I want to give him some claws. Yeah. I like that. I'm going to add some detail in a second, but that worked out. Yeah. Something like that. Okay, so let me add some finesse. And we're going to say he's like the sun, you know, so that's the whole solar part. And we got to add some solar flares. Okay, so let's... I kind of want to finish up his outline. Let's add his fur, and then I'll add some details. All right, so let's keep going. Let's draw the rest of his body. And by doing that, I'm just going to add like some fluffy, floofy fur, you know? So that's kind of the whole idea, is I'm following the guide, I'm following what I sketched, but I'm also making him a little fuzzy furry and adding on top of that. So let's see, I'm gonna add his feet like this, add some toes. Okay. And remember, I sketched this out, so that's why I'm kind of going back and forth with put a line there, try this out, you know, because I tested out where I was going to go with this, basically. And also, because it's fur, you know, we're kind of getting away with not having to draw a straight line. You know, we're kind of drawing a little bit extra. So, I kind of want to not draw the sun, but I do want him to be the center, like he's solar, you know? So I'm going to draw like, it looks almost, I don't know, flares. I'm doing solar flares, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so, you know, bear with me. Let's just draw some kind of like flame solar flare thing, you know, because you've seen pictures of the sun where it's like fire shoots out, you know, it's a solar flare. That's kind of what I'm going for. So it almost looks like wings, but it's just an explosion of heat, you know. And we'll play around with color and see what we can do. But also, see what I'm saying is I want to do an explosion of like flame or whatnot, but I want to do it with color. So that's why I'm not going too crazy with drawing it in the center like that. I want color to take care of a lot of that. And this, did you notice I left some lines open? That's what I was going for here. It's like, ooh, come up with like an explosion of fire coming from his belly too. So we're gonna do like this, and that way it's not interrupted by the actual body edge. And so see, it's coming from the middle too. All right. How's yours coming out? Awesome. Okay, and that's the idea. Just something like that. Just some kind of solar flare type kind of stuff. So now let's draw some planets. And I probably should use some kind of, if you have a protractor, let's see if I got one on hand here. Grab it. Ooh. Didn't mean to do that. Just bumped the whole thing, didn't I? All right. Sorry for that technical glitch. Let's get that back on. Sorry. Let me center that back again. Excuse our technical difficulties. Okay, so then let's not do that. I was gonna go get a protractor, but I just bumped everything that bumped the camera, so let's not worry about that. So let's do it by hand. Let's just draw some circles, and it's okay if they're not perfect, okay? So we're gonna make like one planet like this, just right here in the center. I'm gonna do another one right here. And again, I'm not too worried about whether they're perfect or not. I'm just gonna try to draw a good circle. If you have a protractor or something that you can make a good circle with, go for it. Go get it. I'm not worried about that. I'm just gonna draw them by hand, and then we're gonna color them in. You know, that's gonna be the fun part. I'm gonna draw like a Saturn type with the rings. So I'm gonna draw the rings first because I want to make sure I have those nice and thin. And we'll see if I can draw that circle in there and not draw through it. So let's see. Okay, so let's see, I want it nice and big. We're gonna start here, cut through there. So we're gonna say it's gonna be like this. And there you go. See, it's not perfect. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna have fun. Okay? And it accidentally cut through there, but no big deal. I'm not worried about it. Let's draw another big one over here. This one's not gonna be perfect either, but I don't care. I'm gonna try, but it doesn't bother me if it's not perfect. There we go. See, a little lopsided, no big deal. One back there. So I'm drawing them kind of like they're circling him. They're orbiting, you know? Let's just do one more tiny one, kind of like in between the fire and the, like that. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So for creative creatures, that is a solar bear. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.